how do you heal after a breakup when it's not your fault? And how do you heal when it is your fault?
Let me tell you something. A breakup is always two people's fault.
Okay,
I just want to spoiler alert you.
I don't know what you talk about.
Yeah, I'm sure you don't. And that's the reason.
Not me. I was perfect.
And that's the reason why in a breakup you want to take your time to review the entire situation. You want to take your time to review what you may have done that you want to change. You want to recognize what your partner did that you liked or that you didn't like, or ex-partner, excuse me. You also want to say what you like about how you show up in relationships and what you want to change. And you need time. Typically, if you were in a relationship for whatever amount of time you were in a relationship for, you need to give it half of that. And I know that sounds like a lot, right? Like some people,
wait, if I was in a relationship
that.
for 2 years, then I have to do a year?
Now imagine being in a relationship for like
5,
6, right?
Yes.
But it takes time for you to unlearn, right, the things. And that's why when you jump, sometimes you can jump right into another relationship, things happen, right? I didn't mean it, I just fell in love, I don't know.
Right.
And so things can happen that way because let's say you just get out of something, that's why they have the rebound, because you're very vulnerable. You know what I mean? And you can really think you like this person, but what you miss is the attachment, right? You miss not being lonely. And then if you jump into something too soon, like I said, you start taking the patterns and stuff from one relationship over into this next relationship. And that's how sometimes people say, oh, every man or every woman is the same way, but they don't realize that it's because they are showing up the same way in every relationship.
That part. Say it again to the camera.
Yeah. Every man or woman can just feel like the same person if you are actually the one showing up as the same person. Sorry.
Hello. Hello. Wow. Okay, so look out for narcissists.
Well, let me, right? Okay. Because I know this is a buzzword. Just look out.
All right, there we go. I like that. Yes.
Look out for a heavy criticism. Look out for people who are putting you down or putting women down or men down. Look out for people who are not showing you signs that they can be empathetic.
And don't do Tinder.
Don't do Tinder. Unless you're looking for a hookup. Right, if you're looking for a hookup.
So let's discuss that.
So
like, are hookups bad?
Listen, right? So you asked me, what do you do when you're in your healing phase,
oh,
right? And
the
so
hookups?
Sometimes
when I'm healing.
So let me tell you something. This is what I say to people for real.
What's the saying? What? You got to get over one to get under.
No. We're gonna throw that out the window. That's what I was saying before, right? You can show your children what healthy healing is, right?
Healthy.
So maybe if you are getting under another to get over someone else, maybe not show your children that part, but. In the space that you are just having a good time,
yes,
you can be very, very sure that you are not ready to be in a relationship, but you still have needs, right? Yes. Now, I say to people that if you're the type of person, right, that you just like attention and you like to get your needs met, like you want to have sex, whatever it is, and you can keep it at that, and you don't get wrapped up in, oh, now this is my man, this is my woman.
Okay.
Then, okay, fine. But if you're the type to be outside with a boombox after you have just had sex, or you have sex 1 or 2 times, and now this is your person,
right?
Don't do it. If you can't even have one phone conversation without being like, she's the one, he's the one, don't have sex with anybody because you are setting yourself up for failure.
Okay, so
in the fun phase, don't just be, don't have a hot girl, hot boy, summer, winter, fall. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I was just about to say that because we are still a Christian show.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And because that's the other component that I think that people don't realize, that it's like there even had to be a time that not only did I need to take a break from dating, I just needed to also take a break from having sex. Because when I am dating, if the relationship is somewhat decent, which they have been, then I'm sexually active for that year or that 2 years or that 3 or 5 years that I'm in the relationship. So even just giving my body, men and women, a minute to heal and breathe, because one thing I recently learned about 15 years ago is about the exchange of energies and how we, sexually can have lingers or energy lingering around us. So if we're jumping in from one bed to the next bed to the next bed, now we're starting to carry the weight without even realizing or knowing of others because of that sexual intimacy that we're sharing with someone. So the healing process, it makes it even more difficult to heal. We're thinking we're just having a good time. We're thinking that, I'm not doing anything serious. I'm getting my rocks off. I'm releasing, I'm letting go, but not realizing that we can still actually be damaging that healing process by not just allowing us and our body time and space.
Think about having hit the reset button over and over and over again, right? And that's why it might be really helpful for you to just sit still and go through that uncomfortable phase, because if you just got over big heartbreak, right? And then you're vulnerable and you have sex with someone else. And remember, you're used to attachment now. You're used to intimacy. And let's say you have sex with somebody, there's no intimacy. That's disappointing. That's hurtful. So now we're at hurt number 2. After, so big heartbreak is number 1, hurt number 2. Let's say that you're like, okay, you try to shake it off, you dust it off, and you're back at it again. And I'm talking about having sex. I didn't even get to phone conversations. I didn't get to exchanges yet, right?
Okay.
But just if you're having sex, it could be like hitting the reset button over and over again, because you are trying to now detox and separate yourself, separate your emotions, separate the fantasies that you might have had about someone, right? So you're basically grieving over and over and over again, which is why, if you think about it, it's like, just sit still. Just give yourself a second.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Can you imagine that?
But I see it. I know, right?
Oh my
I see it.
So
every
you're
day.
almost doing like a disservice to yourself.
To yourself.
Oh my
to
goodness.
yourself.
Okay, so this was our 5th installment, and we never got to talk about fourth. I'm already in the future.
Okay, I see you.
So you know what? So our 5th installment will be about other relationships.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Because I wanted to touch